All right. Um, Another week in the Missouri Valley. Really, when you're looking at Illinois State, it's another great opponent coming in here. I know we're excited about getting at home. We've talked about that. Our first 4 out of 5 games have been on the road, so we've spent a lot of time on the road. It'd be good to get back home. Blackout Cancer week that I know our team takes a lot of pride in raising money and playing for those people that they'll represent out there on the field. So, looking back at South Dakota State after watching the tape, I felt like we had some opportunities that we didn't capitalize on, and we didn't play our best football. And so I thought it was one of those games, and we're going to have to win a game or two or more than that. In this league, sometimes it's going to be a grind. You're going to have to play back and forth. I felt like that's what the first half was. Really, when you look back offensively, it was a pretty efficient first half. There wasn't a lot of snaps. We got the turnover. And then in the second half, we just couldn't get anything going there in the third quarter. And even going into the fourth quarter down 15-10, we've got to be just find a way to not have much momentum and get some momentum going, whether it's a big play or a big drive or whatever that is. I felt like our defense, I said that after the game, played well enough to win the game. There were some things that we'd like to clean up and get back to become a more dominant defense, but I thought we caused some problems. We got tackles for a loss. We stacked the quarterback 4 times. But ultimately, we didn't go up there and get the job done. That's a good football team, but we've got plenty of more good teams on our schedule, and we're going to have to get better and look to do that this week against Illinois State.
Your idea, as I take it, is that it wasn't the explosive plays that we gave up to them, but our lack of explosive plays on offense.
Well, we can't give up the explosive plays for touchdowns. The big, the long run really is just a play that they had been running. Really hurt us, 2 or 3 times, but got out of a gap, peaked in the wrong gap, and when you're not sound and you're playing against a good team and good players, then they can hurt you. The first pass play, really, we got 2 guys there and don't make a play, and 15 makes a play and ends up being 6 points. So we got to be able to be better than that. And then, lack of explosive plays on offense when we're talking about, plays over 16 yards in the pass game and 12 in the run game. We only had 5 of them combined in the entire game. And you want to be around 12 to 15, every 7. Our goal is 1 out of every 7 plays is an explosive play, and we weren't close to doing that. And so we got a new week, and we feel confident with the guys that we've got in there, and look to get back on track this week.
Why do you think you had so many negative plays on first and second down? I mean, your third down, 11 of your 14 third downs were 4 or more because you took a loss or something on the first or second play.
Yeah, when you look back, there's a combination of things. We felt like there was like 4 or 5 plays that we just wasted the play. We had the play on first down. We really went on 2 or 3 drives where we came up empty that could have been scoring drives, but they weren't. A lot of it was self-inflicted wounds. We snapped the ball the one time that the guy was offsides. They didn't call him offsides. And so we waste that play. Now it's 2nd and 10. Martin snapped one that they weren't offside. We snapped it. We threw it it was a busted play. Guys were going deep. We threw it to Bonasinga for a loss of 3. Now it's 3rd and 13. Not really giving ourselves a chance. Had to throw an RPO away. Guys weren't on the same page. So 4 or 5, and when you only got 60 plays and you got 5 of them that we didn't even give ourselves a chance. So just little things, I felt like when we look back, we still rushed it for over 4 yards a carry and felt like we were close to being efficient. There in the second half, we weren't. As far as our efficiency of running the football, and we can't have, negative plays. We gave up too many sacks, pressure on the quarterback, put us in some tough situations, and we had 3 third downs that were over 15 yards, and that makes it a tough day.
feel like your receivers got open or did a good job getting open or gave Correa somewhere to throw the ball?
Yeah, I mean, I think that there's a couple times there's some guys open. We got to continue to get better at that. I mean, it wasn't a big day that you were going to throw the football a ton. You know, you guys were up there. I mean, 25-mile-an-hour winds swirling. There wasn't really there was, you know, sometimes that you were going, you know, towards the locker room there. I guess it was to your back, but it was really just kind of a crazy wind that shifted the entire game. I thought Correa threw the ball pretty well. And as far as the ball coming out and being able to throw the ball, it just we didn't get in any type of rhythm. I kept saying that, and a lot of people. I mean, you've got to get first downs if you want to play with tempo. We got a couple drives where we were able to play with a little bit of tempo, but unless you get the first down, you can't play with tempo. So just a lot of things. I mean, they caused some problems, and we didn't play our best football.
On film, is there a difference between when you get those? You had 12 tackles for loss. That's quite a few. And is there a difference between those times and the times that they break one? Is it just discipline of being in a gap, or what is?
Yeah, I mean, they're not going to line up and do the same thing. You know, they got good coaches, and you bring a pressure, and they've seen us on film, and if we do something different in the beginning of the game, then they make corrections. And so every play is a play of its own. And, yeah, you got to be disciplined. You got to have, you know, the one play they brought the guy on a fake reverse, and guys got their eyes wrong, and then they was able to hit, you know. And
were most of those 12 when you brought pressure, or just part
some,
of them?
Yeah, part of them. Some of them were. Some of them were making plays. Malik, I thought, played a really good game. Probably his best game, definitely of the season, but he's playing at a higher level. And made some individual plays where he just beat his man, and then so yeah, I mean, some of them were on some pressures, and some of them were just you know, guys making plays.
How has your team, I guess, grown being on the road for the first 5 games? Have you seen a change in that at all?
I don't know about a change. I think we have you know, the leadership on this team's the best that since I've been here, as far as you know, who they are and what they want to accomplish. And so, like I've said before, I mean, going on the road, other than not getting to play in front of your home fans, you really have less distractions. I mean, you're from the time Friday morning all the way until the game, you're in a controlled environment. There's no one. You're in a hotel together. Everything's planned out. Guys can get some rest. Your meetings, your dinners are together, just like it is here. But you just got, when you're at home, and we don't stay in a hotel the night before, so it's a little bit different. So I don't mind being on the road. You like to play in front of your home fans and play in your environment, which we're to do these next 2 weeks. But I mean, yeah, you get to know each other. I mean, you come together. I mean, that's part of every season, has a story of its own, and being on the road is part of that.
When your protection struggles, are there some things you can do to get Correa in a rhythm, shorter pass routes, or using the screen, or using the draw?
Yeah, I mean, we think of everything there is. I mean, if you talk to other coaches, I mean, they all allude to it. We do a ton on offense as far as trying to get people the ball, probably more so than most. I mean, with you know, the wildcat and quarterback runs when Correa's in and when he's out, and Javon throwing the football, and RPO game, and quick passing game, shots down the field. So it wasn't a game that things came together. You know, we've had games where things come together, and last Saturday wasn't one of those days.
Did not having DJ impact Javon's game, or would they have been? It just looked like they weren't going to let Javon beat them. Would that have happened anyway?
I think, I mean, the 2 plays that stick out that they weren't going to let Javon, you know, were the 3rd down and 4th down and shorts, where we just didn't. They really out-physicaled us. They brought in, you know, they called timeout at the end. Looking back, I wish I would have called timeout and got into different personnel. Probably just, you know, felt like we could go get a yard, you know, with a lead blocker and Javon. So, I mean, there wasn't a ton of attempts. I mean, our explosive play was the first time when we spread them out and Javon made a guy miss. And just like I said, there wasn't a lot of those opportunities to go around in that football game. So I don't think it's anything different than having DJ and what Javon can do and DJ in the game. So we'll continue to game plan for those guys going forward and look forward, like I said, to get going. Another good opportunity to do it this weekend.
When you watch Illinois State, are they better on defense than they are on offense right now?
Well, I think they're a really good defensive football team that is gonna just play good, sound football, physical football. I mean, up front they've got some guys up front in their front seven that can play, that are big, that are twitchy, that are athletic, and then offensively, you know, they have a really skilled quarterback. I know that they've lost 3 guys at wide receiver to injury. They have the best running back probably in FCS football, and that's done it for a long time and as good as you're going to see all season. And so they're going to run the football. They're going to control the game. They're going to play good defense. They're going to keep things in front of you. It's kind of they're going to let their front seven go to work, and they're going to keep things. You know, they're going to play some off coverage and keep things, make you keep snapping it. And they're just a physical football team. That's how Coach Spack's teams have always been. And I can't say whether they're better on offense or defense. I think they're just a good football team.
With their injuries at wide receiver, does that make them more one-dimensional or maybe easier to game plan for?
You know, I think you know everybody's key. You got to stop 25. You know, but their quarterback he's got a really strong arm. Made plays against us last year, and you know they're a play action type team. You know, so anytime you're getting extra guys in the box to stop the run game, you're going to have opportunities in the play action game, and you know they do a good job of that. They do a good job of that. So sometimes you're in more of a man situation on the edges and play action when you want to get extra guys in the box to stop the run. So I don't know if they're easier to game plan for, because I mean they're all on that team for a reason. So maybe a true freshman's got to step up. It's the same thing with us with different injuries. I mean they're college football players for a reason. They got to be able to play.
Do you remind or have to remind of last year's game?
No, I mean the guys that are up there, you know that last year was about as rough as a game as we've had around here, you know, and so you know the year before was probably the exact opposite, and so we've got to come here. It's a different team. They have a different team. We have a different team, and you got to line up and play. But yeah, obviously that wasn't a good feeling up there in Bloomington last year, and that's the best thing about college football. It's just the best thing about last week is, the next time you get that bad taste out of your mouth is 6 days later, and get to go back out there and do it all over again, and we'll get that opportunity against them on Saturday.
Was Calvin Francis able to work out yesterday, or did he just miss this game?
No, he didn't work out yesterday. We just held him out, but he'll be in practice this week. I look for Calvin to be able to play this week.
Jeremy's trending up still?
Yeah, trending up. Did more yesterday than he has. So look for him. Today's their day off, and he'll get in there and get treatment. And he was at the pool working out with the guys yesterday. So continue probably just day by day, just to see how he is. Hopefully we can get him in this week in practice, and when he's ready to go, he'll get out there.
What did you find out about Stone?
Stone started his throwing progression more with like the tennis ball on Thursday, I guess it was. So he's going to start throwing. It'll still be a couple more weeks, probably like 10 days from the last Thursday. They'll reevaluate it, but he's starting to throw, range of motion, doing some things in the weight room. So he's getting closer to getting back.
How about No Tree?
No Tree, same thing. Probably still a couple weeks away. Still in the walking boot. Didn't get as good a news probably from Bryce, just as far as how that bone's healing up. I mean, I still expect to get Bryce back, but he's still in the boot. He's all getting off crutches now, so trending in the right direction. But You know, he had surgery and a pin put in, 4 weeks ago, so it's not going to be a thing that you can just, even whenever he gets cleared, he's still got to get, he's still got to practice, and he's still got to, make sure that we're not rushing him back to get hurt even more or something else, because we got to make sure he's in playing shape. It's been a while since he's even ran.
Any change in Blake's status, Blake Partridge?
No changes in Blake's status. Whenever that becomes available, we'll let you guys know.
You were asked this yesterday, or Saturday, I guess. We'd like to probably to address this, but don't you think if 20 was wearing a Saluki uniform, we would have won that game?
I
As good
mean,
as your guys are.
yeah, I
The
don't.
other team's trying too.
Do what?
The other team's trying too. He's a good player.
Yeah, no, I mean, I wouldn't trade any of the guys that we have. I don't really spend much time thinking if any of those players were on our team, if we'd win or lose, really.
How is Correa at least doing a good job getting guys in the right place, or what have you liked?
No, I think Correa's done a good job. I think he's done a really good job. That there wasn't, he had the one that we all didn't do a good job in that game. I keep saying that, coaches included. There's a couple times there's people not open, and he takes a sack. I mean, it was a collective unit that we didn't play well on offense. I don't know any other way to put it together, but there's no loss of confidence. There's no loss of confidence with us and the coaching staff going at it just today to put together the best plan that we can, and we got good players, and we'll play good on offense this season. And so Correa's been doing a good job. I like Correa's demeanor. He does a good job throwing the football. He made a heck of a play before the half to score that touchdown, because that's a broken play that he gets out of the pocket, finds Nigel, throws the ball well. I mean, many quarterbacks aren't going out in warm-ups whenever we got off that bus, and some of the gusts were over 30 miles an hour, and you put the ball on the ground, it rolls over there. It's not really a quarterback's dream to get out there and start chucking the ball around, but Correa spins the ball well. I mean, if you watch him, he throws a tight spiral. He's got confidence. He has a strong arm. He's been making good decisions. We've all got a couple things that we got to clean up, but Correa's been doing a good job.
When you watch their defense, does Kirk, number 14, does he play closer to the line, or does he make?
No, I mean they're a quarter-based defense, so there's at times, he's down in there, but that's the way that they're gonna get those 7th and 8th guys down in the box, is those safeties are gonna fill and be low, and but then he's also, he's played a lot of football for him and played a lot of different positions, played nickel and safety, and he does a good job. They do a good job of mixing it up, of who spins in the middle of the field sometimes, and so but he will be at a lot of tackles.
Anything else?
All right, appreciate it.